Today we're talking about why people are secretly scared of the INFJ. Because you've been in the situation where you've had all the best intentions, maybe you've seen that somebody's struggling, and before you know it, that person is backing off. There's some kind of emotion going on with them that makes them feel they cannot trust you and they're scared of you, they just pull away and you don't know what happened. But every single time that happened, I can guarantee you have shown them something about themselves. There has been an intense quality to your conversation or to your reaction because it's not like people see you and then from afar they're already scared. I mean, that can happen too because of the INFJ stare and so on. But what I'm talking about is this typical reaction that we as INFJs get where we feel like there is some person that I could help, there is some kind of secret that I've uncovered about them, and I'm not even overtly telling them about it, but they are getting it somehow. And I actually am not aware what the reason is because in my opinion, I haven't done anything to make them upset. But people actually vanish. They avoid you, they run away, and you feel really guilty about it, and you feel abandoned and sort of rejected, and you don't know what happened. So today we're going to talk about why this actually happened, what you can do to change that, is that something you want to change, and how we can use that to our advantage. Before we get started though, don't forget the next bootcamp round is launching tomorrow, and you have a free masterclass. It's a live stream here on YouTube that you can join and follow, and you can ask your questions if something is still unclear. The link to that you find in the description, as well as all the information concerning the bootcamp. So to make it really simply clear, the reason why people are secretly scared of the INFJ is because we have some inside scoop. We can understand something about them. We can understand a deep hidden fear. And on top of that, INFJs can be very hardly manipulated. So people who have some kind of secret going on, and I'm not even talking about, oh, I stole something or I did something bad last summer. No, I'm talking about psychological fears and secrets that people keep hidden, not even on a conscious level. Because you have to think of it like this. We all have something that we don't want to share or something that we keep hidden, something that we're insecure about. And most of those things we're completely oblivious of. And if you think about it like this, also imagine how hard it is to actually have an ego loss. And I'm not talking about ego loss in a way of, oh, I lost my face. I'm ashamed that I don't look strong here. I'm talking about deep hidden feelings that are connected to your sense of self. And those don't have to actually be something so grandiose, right? It doesn't have to be like, oh, I think I'm the king of the world, and this other person uncovered that I'm actually an average person. I can tell you this from experience because the biggest loss that I have felt in my life was my ego loss. And that ego loss was not based on, oh, I'm the king of the world. It was based on, I will rather protect you than me. Because there is a deep underlying belief that I have the strength to be a bigger person. I have the strength to go out of my way, do something kind for somebody else, and I don't have to defend myself. And the moment I was pushed to the corner and I had to protect myself, I had to fight back, it was really the hardest phase in my life because it really touched such a deep sense of self. Because once you start doing that, you're uncovering things about you. You actually show a weakness, which is I show you that I'm vulnerable in this aspect. I show you that you actually got me. I show you that I am hurt or, that I do have feelings and that I have to scoop down to a level of like normal people and defend myself like everybody else would. So I wasn't aware of this, but this was something that was so deeply part of my belief system of who I was that when I had to challenge that and change that, it really shook my world. And so I know from experience that when your ego gets challenged, you're not going to give that up. Not like that. Not easily. You're going to do absolutely everything in your power to avoid that. And I'm talking about everything. I'm not talking about, oh, another person needs to convince me or that I'm going to get into a confrontation with somebody else. I mean, you really are going to hold on to that aspect. And this goes for everybody, if you're an INFJ or not. And we as INFJs have the capacity to look behind the curtain, to see those discrepancies between who somebody actually is and that ego that they have built up. A personality type that can do this to us, and I'm generalizing here. Of course, there are people of other personality types who could do this, and maybe the personality type I'm going to tell you about, you've met people of that personality type and they cannot really see behind your curtain. Okay, I get it. But from a general aspect, INFJs and ENFJs can really do this to each other. That's why in socionics they're called mirror types. This is just a little information on the side. For me, it really was an altercation or a longer lasting conflict with an ENFJ, which showed me, okay, I need to actually own up to who I am. My ego really is going to get bruised, but I have to be myself. And only after that, I recognized how I was doing this to other people all my life, and I wasn't aware of what was going on. I had detected a discrepancy between who that person really is and their ego. And INFJs have a very strong capacity for that. We see behind the curtains. It's not easy to manipulate us. And people who have built up the strong ego that is, as I said, like in contrast to who they really are, they have learned over the years how to manipulate people into believing that this ego is like who they really are. And imagine you meet a person like this, and these are the people that we as INFJs, if we're not careful, are most attracted to. Because this could be the person that we could heal. This could be the person that actually really likes us and appreciates us without us having to be really, really vulnerable. Because trust me, it's not real vulnerability for the INFJ to say, I like you, or I'm opening up my heart to you, or I'm, not playing any games. It's actually the opposite. For us, it's defending ourselves, showing that we have to actually put ourselves first in certain situations. These are the things that make us vulnerable, because these are the things that make us human. Otherwise, we always pretend to be this person who has no bad intentions, who's always there for others, who's trying to do just good, and then wonder why people are scared of us. I'm not saying that INFJs have any kind of bad intention while doing this. We just have to be honest with ourselves and understand we are humans. And of course, there are coping mechanisms going on in our systems that are supposed to protect this ego. This is really, really hard. And it's on such a subconscious level that every person is going to do absolutely everything to protect that. So if you meet somebody and you recognize that there's this discrepancy, what is that person going to do? Of course they're going to run. Of course they're going to tell themselves some story that will justify to themselves why they're rejecting you, why they're not interested in you anymore, why for some reason, although you had such a good time, now is the time for them to back off. This is a self-defense mechanism. It's a coping mechanism, and it's healthy and it's good. Our brain wants to protect us. Their brain wants to protect them. So once you understand this, you can first off lose this fear of, oh, okay, this has something to do with me. I haven't tried hard enough. I haven't been honest enough with them. I haven't opened up to them enough. Like all those stories that we keep telling ourselves why people are scared of us, like how it could be our fault, how we continuously try to prove to others that we had no bad intentions to begin with. And so it can become this vicious circle of that person not wanting to give up their stand of, I'm going to protect my ego. I'm not going to allow you to create this intimate situation between us, like, from an emotional and mental standpoint, where I show you all my weaknesses, right? This happens on a subconscious level. Remember this. This is not something the other person consciously thinks of. And we're actually in a very similar position at that moment because it's hard for us to let it go. It's hard for us because if we would give that up, we actually have to admit to ourselves that we also have to change our worldview. Because our worldview at that moment is, I'm just trying to help. I actually see that they have a problem. I see that they're suffering. I feel it in my body how they're suffering. Me giving that up, like that would make me a bad person. And there's the whole thing that we actually have to work on, which is you're good enough the way you are without saving another person who at that moment is not able or willing to uncover this about themselves. Every single person has the right and the prerogative to decide when that moment comes and when they're ready to uncover it. But this information in itself can be so extremely important for the INFJ because it can show you what you're actually looking for. And that is truth. That is being able to help others uncover things, being able to be yourself, being able to have deep connections. But it really starts from you accepting that it's not your responsibility. Because if you do that, you actually have to start looking at yourself. You have to understand that you have put way too much responsibility of other people's lives into your hands. And you've done this so you don't have to focus on your own. I can remember vividly how involved I was in other people's problems. You know what that's called? Codependency. Being more concerned with other people's difficulties, problems, challenges than they are themselves. Does that sound familiar? It definitely sounds familiar to me. And, all the INFJs that I work with throughout the years in boot camp, in one-on-one coaching, through the comment section, this is a common theme. So, of course, the transition is a difficult one. But it really starts from looking at yourself and understanding why you feel so overly responsible. And it will come to a point where you recognize, okay, I'm doing this because if I would give that up, then I cannot project anywhere those feelings that I have going on that are there because I haven't worked through things myself, because I haven't put enough love and attention onto my own life and recognize that I have all this capacity, I have all this strength. And what do I always use it for? To barely keep my head above water and then give all the excess energy that I have to somebody else. And this is not the way it should be, because this way you're always going to be barely surviving. If you think of it in this cup of energy metaphor that we use very often, you are giving up everything out of that cup and that little bitty thing is left for you. And of course you feel like, what's the alternative? If I wouldn't give to others, then I would feel horrible. There's no connection. There is no life. There is no excitement. There is no, love in the world. But it's actually the other way around. You are neglecting yourself. You are a gift to the world like everybody else is. And you're the first one who has to cherish your life. And if you think of it in this cup of energy metaphor, you're filling yourself up. You're filling this cup up until it overflows. And the best thing about it is that you're not only able to finally thrive instead of survive, you actually have even more to give to others because it comes from a different place. But it will not come in such a way as it used to, which was enabling behavior, because of course this dynamic was always based on, I will help them so then they will feel good. When the thing that would be really a healthy choice is for you to actually say, I'm going to focus on improving my life. And through that example, I actually give people the opportunity to see that as an example and to do the best for them. Because no matter what you think you know about the person, no matter how good of intentions you have, nobody can be saved until they have decided for themselves they are going to take the lead in that. You can do whatever you want. Their life is happening through their lens, through their perspective, and you will never be able to really go into their mind and be them. That's for them. So they have to change the narrative. They have to change the perspective. And as long as you're continuously showing them by example, don't focus on yourself, focus on somebody else, because that's what you're doing, they're not going to have any kind of inspiration to do that for themselves. And the great thing about it is once you start doing this for yourself, you're actually not going to meet people who are intimidated by you because you're not even looking out for these people. It's not like every person is intimidated by you. Most people don't have any kind of interest in you whatsoever. Other people have interest, but it's like just as, normal as it would be for other people. But those people aren't really on our radar. We're not focused on them. We're focused on this one person where we feel like, oh, I understand something about them. That's so intriguing because that makes our life exciting. But you're the one who can make your life exciting, and it can be long-lastingly exciting. And you get all of that excitement for your life from the actions you take. And so you're not even drawn to people like this. It really stops. This pull towards people like this really stops. So I can tell you from looking at like the last 7 years of my life, it has been completely different to everything before that. Before that, it happened on a continuous basis. I said to myself, why is this always happening to me? Everybody is scared of me. I don't know why. I don't know how. Why am I always pulled towards that? I don't have that anymore. And I see that transition and this like really rebirth with so many INFJs that I work with. And so I really hope that you take this as like, a point to say, now is the time I'm going to change. Remember, if you want to take it to the next level, if you want some more help, if you want some community, then join the bootcamp. This is an amazing opportunity. And we not only are having so much fun together, but we actually grow together and encourage each other to get to the next level. Tomorrow is the launch day. So make sure you're on that waiting list. You get access to the early bird price and join the free masterclass here on YouTube tomorrow if you want to know even more about it. All the information you find in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, then watch the video Why a True INFJ is So Intimidating to Others.